My friend's drink just got paid for by this guy, and the waitress came over and she was like, oh, those guys paid your bill, this and that. Because look at her. Gorgeous, right? And she's sipping her margarita, amazing looking, beautiful. And then the guy came over and he was like, you're so beautiful. He didn't even ask for her number or anything. He just said, you're so beautiful, and walked away, and they left. And he didn't even say hello to me. He did pay for my drink too, but he didn't say hello. And I'm like, what am I, chopped liver? Or maybe it's because she's sitting there looking beautiful, drinking a margarita while I sat here eating hot chocolate like soup with a spoon. At least he paid for it, but this is your sign to drink cocktails at a bar and not order a hot chocolate and look like a fool.
I really do hope that every lover girl meets her equivalent lover boy, and y'all just be in love and be happy forever. Cause these lover girls is with these unloving ass, and these lover boys is with these hoes. And that's not right.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's always the men that want you first. It's always the guys that want you first that f you up.
No, because yeah. Then maybe the problem is you.
There's something wrong with that box. If you ain't making me tap out.
That's not true, Maul.
I'm just saying. You said there's something wrong with him if
something wrong with the
from Lifestyle. Remember, Thug?
Like,
you guys don't remember that song?
You can leave if you want. Then maybe
So I'm 31. I'm new to the dating world. I was in a long-term relationship before this, and I'm finally like, I want to meet somebody. I'm ready. But nobody wants to meet somebody, not for real. Can somebody explain why you go on dates with somebody when you don't actually want to have a relationship with them, potentially? What's the point? What's the point? I can't do this. This is like... Is anybody else struggling? I can't. This is awful.
Mother nigga dick.
Ow, his ass.
My dick's better though.
You take that off? Go take that off.
This is short.
Go take it off.
No.
No, Jay.
No, you're not gonna put my outfit.
Go take that shit off.
No.
Then you're not coming. You're not wearing that shit with a rip on your booty cheek.
That's how it came.
Well, you're not wearing that with me. And don't try to masturbate me on camera. Either you take it off or you can get out of my house. That's how I'm moving. Either you take it off or you get out of my house. That's your two options. Which one you picking? No. Bye. Bye. You hear me? Bye. Get with you. Go watch out again.
Alright.
I'm not about to try to masturbate me on camera. Who do you think you are? Wearing a rip on your booty cheek. That's some shit where you single. You don't wear that around me, man. You already know I'm already not like that.
So since when are you insecure about what I wear?
I'm not insecure, but there's just certain things I'm just not allowing to go just in my presence. I'm still a man at the end of the day. You got me stuck. That's not that you've been with in your past. Go get one of those. This is not who I am. Try to masturbate. You know I've been like this. I ain't never told you what you can and can't wear, but I'm still a man. Who do you think you are? Don't let the 40,000 TikTok hype you up. They get put back down. Who do you think you are? Same way you was discriminating at a statue in DreamCon. Y'all looking at niggas on TikTok. You not going anywhere? Why? I'm not talking about you. You just assumed for no reason. Literally, I wasn't actually just talking about you. You're not going anywhere? Why? I didn't see that rip though.
But as soon as I go on stream,
I didn't see that. Hold on.
You could have been told me when I was in the bathroom and you saw I was already dressed.
I didn't see that rip.
Hey, like I don't like those shorts off of stream. But instead you want to do it on stream.
I'm not doing it on stream. I didn't see the rip there. I don't like the rip. Jesus Christ.
It sounds like my dad when he used to say to us, I ain't one of your little friends. And unfortunately, it's come to that with these modern women because they act like they can't stop disrespecting you. And when you tell them something nicely, then they call you insecure. Go take that off or get out of my house.
I would way rather be single than date another man who says, you know, you're lucky to be with me. I'm a catch. A lot of girls want me. I'm a catch. Like, I just don't know what I was doing.
Double standard if I've ever seen one.
So FedEx dropped we missed you sticker and said you weren't home. I was. They just didn't knock on the door. Okay. So I called and I said, yo, when can I get my package? And they said, oh, like not for a few days. And I was like, well, I'd like it soon because I was home. And they said, sorry. And then I was like, but your colleague left his debit machine. And they're like, oh yeah, can we come pick it up? Not without my package.
If you're saying something wrong, you're saying something wrong. Yes. This is not true. Black men are in the houses. Black men are taking care of their kids. Black men are great fathers and providers. I don't care if they make $40,000 a year or they make $100,000 a year. They are still good providers.
I just need to make a PSA and say this out loud because I've never be like, I want the tallest man, I want that tree to climb. That has never been my thought process ever when I've dated a man, had a boyfriend. Like, if you're fine, you're fine. I don't care if you're short. I put short kings. Like, the tall ones just don't be, I don't know, maybe I just haven't came across the tall king that I'm just like, it's always the short kings that I just find attractive, and I just don't know why. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with a short king. The only time there's something wrong with a short king is when he thinks he could do you dirty, and it's like, God already made you short, so don't play with me. I just edited this and watched it back, and I'm just like, maybe this is exactly why I'm single. Maybe I need to go find a tall tree to climb.
The funniest part about this whole Harry situation, for me personally, is watching Republican men absolutely crash out at the realization that liberal men get women and they do not. Here they thought this was like a universal problem, which explains their whole childish outburst at the whole thing, right? They're having to realize that Harry not only can have one woman be interested in him, right? But he can actually have multiple. And the fact that it's news for y'all, I just thought that was called being in our 20s. I thought we all had like some kind of roster in our 20s. Like, the fact that that is literal groundbreaking front page news for y'all is such a tell, and it's humiliating. It's so humiliating for everyone involved. And I love seeing the Republicans who are equally like embarrassed being like, hey guys, like, it's really not that big of a deal, because all y'all are telling us is like, yeah, no, we don't get girls. And y'all thought that was a universal problem. And we've tried to tell y'all that's a you problem, babe. It's a skills issue. It's not a supply issue. It's a skills issue. It's a personality and ethics and morals issue. Y'all are weird.
I don't know who Harry is. I'm sure he's a nice fella, but I don't know if I'd be sitting up here bragging about having a roster. Shows that you're ready to be out here playing games, and you're going to wonder in 10 years why you don't have a man.
There is nothing more terrifying than a man who believes in a 50-50 relationship. If you are a man and you believe in 50-50 relationships, your soulmate is another man, and you should be having another relationship with a man and not a woman. Number one, men and women, we are not equal. We don't even get paid equally in today's society. Number two, who's going to be carrying the child for 9 months, giving birth, going through postpartum, and all this other mental and physical struggles to bring your child to this earth? Women. Literally, what happened to the men with the provider mindset, that provider mentality? Like, imagine this. Imagine you're out with a guy at a restaurant. He asked you out on a date, and he literally asked to split the bill. Do you know how embarrassing that is, that the man literally cannot provide for you? If you cannot provide in that way, number one, you shouldn't be dating. Or you should be dating somebody within your own tax bracket. A lot of these 50-50 type men want women who take care of themselves. They take care of their bodies. They take care of their hair. They take care of their skin. Do you understand that a woman who genuinely takes care of herself, who spends money on herself, is not going to want to be with a man that is 50-50? Let me give you that little reality check there.
Well, if you guys are getting paid the same, it shouldn't be a problem. You're a boss babe, right? That shouldn't be an issue. But of course, you want to whine and complain, and you want everything your way. But go off.
But I didn't order food for your son, though. I ordered food for me and you.
But you know, me and my son is a package deal. We come together. If you want to date me, then you're obligated to take care of my son. Like, I'm gonna go home to him. What is
Are we gonna do something? Are we gonna do something else after this?
What is he supposed to? We supposed to what?
Are we gonna do something else after this date? Since I'm ordering all this food.
What you want to do? You not? What you wait? Hold on. Huh. I know you don't think because you order food, you think you about to get some.
Like, come back to my place for a little bit. Just chill. We can just chill.
What I look like?
We can just chill, watch a movie. It ain't that nothing serious. Like,
I'm not going back to your place after the first date.
Why?
Because I don't have to.
I mean, I didn't spend $80 on you, and you can't just come chill.
$80 is nothing.
But
like $80 is really cheap, and now you can explain it. You shouldn't be dating for real. $80 is too much. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying though, like, you can't just come chill with me for a little bit. You gonna be like that? You gotta go somewhere else.
No. And you can put the phone down.
All right, you can just go ahead and go now. Cause I'm tired of this. You must be paying for it, cause I'm finna leave. You can pay for it.
I'm not paying for it.
All right.
You asked me out on a date.
I'll see you later.
But you.
Girl, did you see this? So she went from moving into her new house, soon to be engaged, living down the street from her best friend in 2022, to getting a divorce in 2025 because her husband cheated with her best friend behind her back for 2 years. This is the friend in question. She has now privated her socials, and y'all, this is a different type of hurt. It's one thing when a man disappoints you and cheats on you, eventually you get over that, but your best friend? That stings. Mind you, they had been friends since the 6th grade, and the best friend was the maid of honor at the OP's wedding. I'm telling you, it will be the people closest to you that will do you the dirtiest in a heartbeat, and you will never see it coming because your guard is down, because you trust that person thinking you have a solid support system, but in her case, that girl was trying to steal her life. And it just makes you wonder, how many years was the best friend plotting, waiting on her moment, because the OP and her husband had been together for 8 years and married for 1. This is the soon-to-be ex-husband. She found out about the affair while they were both at a mutual friend's house. The husband had drove his car but borrowed the friend's truck to go somewhere, leaving his vehicle there. And after he left with the truck, she had a gut feeling after she pulled up to go take a look at his car, so she did.
And I see in the top left-hand corner, like the spray paint, as if the car has been like in a tow yard or something like that. I then look into the car to see in the back seat, literally facing me, like where I can see it perfectly clear as day, is the towing receipt. And it says for $315 got towed. And then I keep reading, and then I put 2 and 2 together that he got towed at her apartment complex on President's Day whenever I was in New York.
The gag is the best friend wasn't even the only person he cheated on her with, because they were already in the process of getting divorced since December, and the reason was cheating. He cheated on her with somebody else. I'm glad that she knows her worth, left, and didn't stick around waiting on him to change. It's also a bonus that they don't have any kids together, so she can have a clean break. That best friend of hers can go kick rocks, because how you get them is how you lose them, and he don't seem loyal to anybody but himself.
To all the girls that are getting married later in life, them all their friends, and now their friends are like married with kids, and they're like whatever. My best friend, she's gonna see this. She had the audacity to say, "Oh, you want to do St. Bart's for your bachelorette party? That's gonna be expensive." Excuse me? I've been to 11 bachelorette parties. Not only did I go to your wedding as a single woman, so I paid for the hotel by myself, I paid for travel, obviously. I traveled to your bachelorette party. I brought you a wedding gift and a bridal shower gift. Like, oh, you know what I just decided? I just decided that I will, whatever they spend on my bachelorette party and whatever I spent on the wedding, I'll pay the difference. I'll pay the difference in what they're going to spend on my wedding and what I spent on their wedding. Because I just don't feel like those things are going to equate. Because when you go to my wedding, you're going to have your husband, and you guys can split it or do whatever you do with your joint money. It's just like, come on. With all the girls getting married later in life, my friend said, well, all of us have kids now. Are you going to allow kids at your wedding? It's like, yeah, you get a +1. Not that you gave me one, but you get a +1. Choose between your baby and your husband. It's simple. I don't have to make that decision for you.
Like I said before, be your own kind. A lot of times these modern women be making agreements to stay single forever. Then one get married, the other get married, and now you stuck close to your 40s getting married. And all of these women that moved on had kids being like, oh man, I can't do it, I can't come. And now you upset. What did it get you?
Every time y'all start working out, y'all make y'all ass y'all personality. Show that stomach that ain't gone yet. You keep putting your hands over that pouch.
I feel like this was so mean-spirited and negative. There was no solution, no positive to it. It was just... Oh my God, the craziest thing just happened. This lady had a bonnet on. She had like sweatpants on. She was like very sloppy looking. And I'm not trying to talk about her or anything, but I'm just saying she came out like that. I could tell she doesn't work out. And it just made me think like, it's going to be two type of girls this summer.
I'm really not trying to be messy. What I'm about to say might be like super hypocritical because I'm not minding my business, but I want us as a society as a whole to get back to minding our business and not just yapping to yap. Because what the actual, I'm gonna tag her because I don't want anybody to think that I'm talking about them or calling them out. I just want us to be more cognizant of the words that we are speaking and what we're putting out there into the world. And I'm not perfect and I'm not gonna sit here and act like that I am. But a lot of us will have good intentions, but the way that we say it is just flat out awful. I guess we were all brought up on this like keeping it real type of like society, but a lot of people's keeping it real is just you are just being very...
Can I get a it be your own kind sometimes? Once again, modern women will destroy themselves from the inside out.
You guys got me so up. I had to pull over and make this stupid video. And I can't believe I'm making this video right now. You all need to stop with that whole mentality of, I got options, because the reality is you don't. You do not have options. And I'm going to tell you why. We're living in a generation right now where everybody is cutthroat. They're damaged. They're living with demons. They have hidden agendas. They don't know how to receive or give love. They're good with situationships, or they're good with their little sneaky links that they have going off to the side. And morals, what are those? Those are completely... It's extremely rare to come across somebody that is for you, genuinely, wholeheartedly for you, that's going to stimulate you physically, emotionally, financially, just an all-around good-ass person that's a ride or die for you. And y'all out here fumbling those. You're out here fumbling that once-in-a-lifetime kind of bond and commitment that you get from somebody for what? Your temporary situationships that make you so happy in the time. But y'all will learn. You'll learn that not everybody's easily replaceable. But by that time, it's going to be too late, because that person's going to move on and you're going to be left there fumbled. You're going to be left there with your little sneaky links, with your situationships, with your 2-minute person that made you happy in the time being. Because why? Because you were afraid of the love and commitment that that person was trying to offer you. Remember this. Their efforts will show you the position they want in your life. I had said this in a previous video and I'm going to say it again. If they were deaf, would their actions truly show you that you were loved? Again, I need you guys to think about this and really just soak it in and understand your value and your worth, that you shouldn't settle. You shouldn't settle for the bare minimum. Stand your ground, stand your boundaries, and learn how to communicate with one another. Don't just run scared, and don't be half-assed in a relationship either. Anyway, that was my 2 cents. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.
Don't be worried about getting married, blah, blah, blah. You're so young. You're so young. Have you seen these options out here, sis? Like, we should all be worried. We should all be worried. Like, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm from New York, and I don't know if it's just here or what, but it's just that it's lacking a little spice. Like, if I have to see one more man with a blue polo who works in Uptown Charlotte, has that mustache, just the mustache right here, you know what I'm talking about. He drives like a big pickup truck, but he's short, if you get what I'm saying. He goes to Sycamore Brewing after work with the buddies and he drinks beer. He stands when he watches football, like really close to the TV, and like critiques everything the football players are doing. He's like screaming at the TV, right? He can't do agility drills. These are the options out here. Makes me nervous. I just need some advice, you guys. Is it me? Is it Charlotte? Is it everywhere? Because at this point, being single sounds much more appetizing.
Way that guys will be like, I like you, and then ignore you for an entire weekend. They're like, I like you on Monday, maybe Tuesday, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I got a lot of balls in the air. I don't know.
Bro, this next one, I'm probably gonna have to blur it out, but you're looking for a lady in red. This is how they act in public at concerts, and then be like, oh man, I hate when my man be liking pictures on Instagram.
Y'all don't got no shame. Seriously, I feel bad for the lady who's sitting right behind that, but y'all don't got no shame. I know you're at a concert I know you're feeling yourself. I know you're enjoying yourself. But y'all don't got no shame? I've been making videos recently talking about dress codes in the office. I've talked about office siren. Now it looks like I'm just going to start talking about public indecency. And I already know somebody's going to come in and comment, they had a concert, what's wrong? You're raw dogging a concert chair and then you're putting your rear in front of somebody's face. There's no way to get around that's public indecency. I feel so bad for the lady sitting behind there. I would have got up or stood to the side or something. That person should be escorted out of the building. You should be out of the concert for that. You go to a concert and you're getting I'm trying to figure out if that was like a dress or a shirt or what is happening. I even try to hide most of it.
Women don't get men's protection anymore when she's serious because they love to complain and when things aren't serious. When the Titanic went down, less than 20% of the men survived, but over 70% of the women and children survived because back then, women treated men with respect when things weren't serious. They didn't want to bone up against dudes all the time, but now women want to tear guys down. So when the Titanic hits next time, dudes are surviving, women are dying.
The male loneliness effect, what you don't know and how it affects women. I recently read a really interesting article about this, and the main point was men need to stop depending on women because it's causing this phrase called man keeping. And this is because the male loneliness epidemic is more than just men not being able to find fulfilling relationships. It's men utilizing women to be their entire emotional support network, to be their entire social network. It's men getting into relationships and putting all of their emotional needs on their significant other. Why? Because they're not taught at a young age societally to embrace those friendships with males. Not taught to invest in those emotional friendships with males. Societally acceptable for two men to go watch sports together because then they can sit side by side and talk about heavy topics, but that you're never going to see them at a restaurant across the table from each other talking or discussing heavy topics. Loneliness epidemic is more than them not being able to find fulfilling relationships. It's them literally being lonely because they put all of their impetus, all of their emotional needs on their significant other. So if they don't have a significant other, they are so lonely and desperate for that love, that attention. In turn, that means that when that male gets in a relationship, that woman has to provide it all. Because the man does not have his own emotional relationships and own friendships, he's relying on the woman for social engagement. Because he hasn't developed friendships with other men to talk about his fears, his concerns, his issues, he now relies on his significant other for that. Women are now resenting that and not wanting to get in relationships wherein they're just dumped on and the provider. So the tagline to this is men need to stop depending on women. We no longer depend on men financially. They need to not depend on us emotionally.
No, ma'am, that's not true. A lot of women still do want the man to cover them financially. If that weren't the case, then there would be a plethora of women married, not talking about, oh man, he's got to make as much or more than me.
Women have a really unhealthy relationship with right now. When women stopped holding themselves to a standard, so did men. They ask me all the time, where have all the good men gone? Ironically, good men say the same thing. Where have all the good women gone? Women have been held on such a high standard by all healthy civilizations since the dawn of time. Women would redeem us. Women were something that we were willing to fight and die for, to protect. They brought this virtue and they brought this light and this goodness and this spirituality into the lives of men so that we would elevate them to something higher than ourselves. When women traded that for the mess of pottage that's feminism, they traded the interest of men. They were now, for lack of a better analogy, a bathroom stall that every trucker can go into and just scratch his name on the side of the wall. There's no longer that virtue to it. There's no longer that beauty that made women what they were. They gave men pause, where we'd stop and look at them and be like, I'm going to change my life for that person. When women traded that divine birthright for this feminist, free boy, and that's what empowers you. When they traded that, they also traded the sacred nature with which men treated them. And if you want to see how you measure up as a man, go to the link in my bio and take the Doughboy assessment today.
90% of women don't need reproductive rights. They need to use their right to close their legs. Because if you take out the cases of the R word or health issues during pregnancy, then you will quickly find out that what women are really saying is that they want to not be held accountable for their actions. So they will side with any political party, any politician that will help them do just that. That's why I talk so much on my page about closing your legs. Because if you did close your legs, you realize that you don't need reproductive rights. Because you have reproductive rights. You have the right to reproduce. You just want the right to not reproduce because you made bad decisions. And you want the rest of the world to go along with that delusion. See, that's the funny thing about rewording things. No one is taking a woman's right away. Women use their right to be able to lay down and they also use their right to be able to lay down and have unprotected. Thus, reproduction is the result of the right that you used.
You know what, sis? I used to think this same way until I started watching red pill content myself. And let me just say, to be honest, it's all not bad. Red pill initially started out with men sharing their grievances about women and then also leveling themselves up, like in the areas of money, fitness, and, you know, self-development. Now there is an area of red pill that is very toxic, just like there's a lot of toxic femininity and stuff that women see. I'm not saying that all real red pill is great, but I've been over in the red pill space, and to be honest, all they do is react to women acting a dang fool. About 90% of red pill content is men reacting to women acting entitled, women acting selfish, women acting crazy, and exposing maybe not the type of woman you are or I am or women that we know, but a lot of the stuff that's on the internet that they see that either we don't see or we overlook or we be like, oh, or we champion. I highly recommend some ladies take some time in the red pill space, but I will warn you, they not there to coddle nobody's feelings. They don't coddle each other. They not about to coddle no woman. So if you go over there, you better have some thick skin, because you're going to hear some stuff that's going to sting a little bit. But honest to God, like as a level-headed, logical woman who is married, feminine, don't really have, well, I used to have some of those issues, I ain't going to hold you, that they complain about. I got over that. A lot of it isn't as toxic as we think it is. Now, again, are there extremists? Yes, but we got extreme women making content. Y'all let that Priscilla the Queen Maker make content about how men weren't human, and that woman like women. Y'all let Shira 7 run rampant, and she tells people to cheat on their men. So just as much as we can say some red pill is content is toxic, there's a lot of toxic female content, pink pill, whatever they want to call it. It's a lot of that too. The issue is the pink pill stuff or the extreme toxic women stuff doesn't affect us because they're talking about men. Women drag men, chastise them, and believe me, I'm married. I ain't got no skin in the game, so I'm not trying to whatever for the men, because there's some crazy men out here too that do diabolical things. I got it. They cheat. They do wrong. I understand. But I think because we're women, we either don't see it or we give women passes to be nuts. And believe me, there's some nuts. Like there's a lot of ego. There's a lot of a lot of women just think men are intimidated by them, and they think that, oh, men are so jealous, when really they're just annoying. And believe me, I am a woman who cares about my sisters. I know sometimes y'all be like, does she care? Because I don't just ride the wave. I don't just go, yay, all girls are great. And I call out my brothers too, believe it or not. Like if you're ever on a live stream, I'm an equal opportunist. Both sides, both genders can get it. Because again, I don't got no skin in the game. I want more of y'all together. I want more of y'all married. But believe me, men get like embarrassed when red pill only embarrasses or points out the women who put the content out themselves. That's the biggest difference. I just clocked that. So let me say that again. Women that make content will put out content about men and embarrass the men, like the women who go on dates and order a whole bunch of food and then complain about how the date was trash. or the women who order 12 orders of oysters on a first date and then get left and complain that the man was trash. When the red pill men, they take the content that the women make and comment about that. You see the difference? One is unprovoked and one is provoked. And I know some of y'all ain't gonna like that, but it's the truth. And I believe me, for the last, I want to say, couple months, I've been all in them red pill streets, looking, checking, listening. And some of it stings. It does, because it's unfortunate. All of our sisters are not like that. The women that they're referring to most of the time, all of us aren't like that. But what's on the internet, the women making the videos, the women that are blasting men, the women that are going on these dates and embarrassing us, the stuff that's out there that's embarrassing and harming us by other women, oh girl, believe me, they making content like this. I can't keep up. Some of the creators that I follow or I watch, they be having multiple videos a day because the women won't stop making and putting out the crazy content. Believe me, if the women stopped being crazy, they wouldn't have no content to put out. But they constantly putting out content because it's constantly women putting themselves out there looking crazy. I'm just telling you what I know. Don't shoot the messenger.
And a lot of you hoes be girls until y'all see a girl who living the life that y'all want. Started to beaming in. They do anything to get next to them.
Do you have any kids?
I have a little boy. He's a son.
How old's your son?
He's 4.
Mom to a 4-year-old. Have you ever been married?
I have been proposed to 3 times, but I never went along with it.
3 times by the same person?
No. By
2 different men wanted to marry you? Yeah. Okay, why'd you say no each time?
One of them, he had health problems. And it was kind of like he wanted to marry me just so he could like put me in his will. And I just felt bad about that.
Wait, so he was going to die and he wanted to put you in the will? Did he die? He did. So that was the first guy. What was the second guy that proposed?
The second guy, he was shorter than me.
How tall are you?
Like, no. I'm 5'5".
How tall was he?
He was like, he seemed like he was like 5'3", maybe 5'2" or something. But he was really nice and really genuine. And that's the thing, like, I don't want to go off of like height, but I think us girls as us taller girls or whatever, we don't want to like look down.
Okay, well, let's go to the third proposal. That was your child's father?
Oh, no. No, he wasn't.
Okay, so who's the third guy that proposed?
The third guy was someone that I dated after my child's father. So after I broke up with him, because me and my child's father, we used to like work together. After that, I ended up dating someone while I know people probably gonna judge me while I was pregnant, but this was an old friend that I used to work with just as well. He kind of like grown king to me, and he started taking care of me and the baby while I was with child.
So he was dating you while you were pregnant?
Yeah.
So you broke up with your child's father while you were actually pregnant?
Yeah.
So this guy was dating you while you were pregnant and he proposed too?
Mm-hmm.
So why'd you say no to him?
Here's gonna be the crazy part. So he was a very good provider. Everything was fine, but it just seems like when it came down to when I was ready to actually move to the next step, it was an issue.
What about deal breakers?
Deal breaker for me would be making under 6 figures.
So if he made $90K, don't reach out to you.
If he made $90K and he worked every day, I feel like guys like that, they kind of want somebody to move in with them and build off of what they have going on. They're not gonna like invest in your dreams, invest in like what you have going on. So no.
So he has to make at least $100K.
Probably over that.
Okay, so what's the minimum? Just tell me what the minimum is.
Like $500,000.
He has to make $500K.
Yeah.
If women can get pregnant once in the space of 9 months, once, but men can impregnate many women in the space of 9 months, shouldn't birth control be for men and not women? Suspicious behavior.
What's suspicious about it? Why don't you just keep your legs closed?
Just thinking about the time when I was on Instagram and I typed in a city and a state, and I specifically wanted to find a man from there, so I went on the Explore page and I started browsing. I found this man, I followed him, and I booked my flight right then and there because I said to myself, I'm in love, he's the one. Booked a flight before he even followed me back. Eventually he followed me back, and we ended up messaging. I asked him where he was from, even though I obviously already knew, and he goes, I'm from the city, blah blah blah. And I said, that's extremely weird because I literally have a flight booked there next month. And he said, what the no way. I was like, yep. And so we did meet. It didn't work out, obviously, but if you're seeing this, you know who you are. And I just want you to know I completely orchestrated that whole thing. It was not just fate. It was not fate. I'm fate. I made it happen. I stalked you. I thought you were hot and I booked a flight. It would have been a cute story though if it did work out. I could have told this at our wedding. Like, I'd be like, I knew that you were the one when I saw you on my Instagram Explore page. Didn't work out. Bummer. But I did have yeah, that was a good time. I still had a good trip. Bye.
I mean, I think if you'd have chosen the bear, you guys would have seen it through.
You guys, could we please cancel talking stages? Why do they go so slow? Why is it, can I see you next week, maybe Saturday? Next week? A whole week? You don't want to see me for a whole week? It's crazy. I'm trying to sleep over. We make some breakfast. We have movie night. And I have to wait for you a whole week, and that's a maybe? Usually they want to do like every 2 weeks on a Saturday. Like, it's going too slow for me, you know? Are we going to be together or not? Are you going to make me dinner or not? You know, I need this to move quick. I'm not 18 anymore. 28. I just need to know, like, I hate when men want to take things so slow. We don't got time. Life is short. Let's move in. There's no reason why we should be seeing each other every 2 weeks on a Saturday night. Like, we're never going to get nowhere. By the time, like, I see you, I don't even remember you anymore, to be honest.
POV, you crashed out an hour ago about being single and helpless, and now you're gonna go film a wedding because that's life. But this is the OOTD. She still slays, okay? You can do it with a broken heart. Top is Nasty Gal, trousers are H&M, and then I'm wearing my favorite New Balances. I love a dad shoe. The outfit is inspired by having to be a man and woman in this one person relationship with myself. Okay, so we got the pantsuit vibe, but then I put a bow in my hair because at the end of the day, I am woman, I am fearless, I'm divine. So yeah, gonna go film a couple madly in love on the happiest day of their lives. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you already for all the nice comments. We're really all in this together. So slay, OOTD. Gonna go crash out, bye.
This is hilarious.
Tell me why I went to a fashion business school. Here's my degree. I went to a fashion business school and I cannot even get a job that makes more than $17 an hour. I work for big brands. Like, I have experience working for luxury brands. I have multiple internships under my belt. I'm very smart. I'm very capable. And literally none of these places are hiring. Every single job, especially where I'm applying to in Manhattan, because it's the fashion capital of the world. I'm like, if I'm going to go anywhere, it's going to be Manhattan. I cannot get a job that pays more than like $17 an hour. Like, am I gonna be poor forever? Like, I'm just like, I can't. And people are like, just keep applying. I'm like, I've been applying every single day doing hundreds of applications. I'm about to call my school up and say that this degree that I spent 4 years trying to get, 4 years, was a waste of money.
The last guy that I was dating when I was moving, he was like, please let me know if you need any help at all with your move. Like, please let me know if I can help you. So one day I asked him if he could come over and help me hang up my curtain rods. And he was like, sure, I'm at the gym. Like, let me call you when I'm done. I'm just going to do a few more exercises. He was there with his brother. And then I will come over and I will help you hang those up. Said, great. Well, after the gym comes, he calls and he's like, hey, like, I'm just really tired. Like, would it be okay if I come another time? Like, I'm so sorry. Said, sure, whatever. He never ended up helping, and I ended up hanging them up myself. And the guy that I'm dating right now drove as fast as he could to my house when I got in a car accident, grabbed me a blanket, made sure I had on good clothes, took me to the ER, sat with me there for 4 hours until 3 a.m., never once complained, got me food on the way home, and said, I'm going to keep my phone on, you know, full volume during the middle of the night in case you need anything. Like, please call me at any time. And yeah, that's the difference.
A few moments later.
And it's crazy because now you have some random guy that you met in Target after this man sat in the ER for 4 hours. Can't make it up.
I think it is. Okay, let me pose a question to you. While we talking, I tell you to shut up.
Okay.
Do you think it's wise for you to keep talking?
I'm way too embarrassed to say it, but like, I need a good cuddle. I make a cuddle fort out of pillows.
You know, it's funny. You were trying to put them on game, but what you don't understand is that modern women are never satisfied. There were women in the comments upset with her because she talked about the man giving a woman a discount code. They were like, why is he giving her a discount code when he should be buying her the item? Modern women, man.
Another thing I learned from rich, successful, smart people, especially women, is this. You need to tell the men what you want, and you'll get it. For example, I have a friend, she's hot, she's smart, she's successful, she's a great business in New York City, and she's dating this new guy. He's younger than her, and he works for this really large company, which I'm sure you guys know, it's a beauty brand, it's huge. And this brand happens to own the perfume company Victor and Rolf, which, as you know, if you know, Flower Bomb, we wore it in high school. We're sick of it, we're not wearing it now. So he tells her and she's like, don't bring me Flower Bomb. I'm sick of it. I wore it in high school. I don't want to smell like that. Bring me something else. Bring me Maison Margiela. So what does he do? He brings her the candle and the perfume. And then you know what he says? My cousin works for Biologique and can get you 50% off. Let me know if you want anything.
I have a boyfriend now.
You do not, man. You tell yourself, man, that's impossible. It's just gonna happen with you. I have a boyfriend. You're not even, first of all, you don't give a shit about anything.
I really like him.
Hey, you bring a man home. I'm not even sure what that's gonna look like.
That's so crazy that if a woman dressed modestly, then she is considered to be wearing like church clothes or grandma clothes just because she don't want her whole body out on display. She don't want her boobs out. She don't want her booty out. She don't want everything for the whole world to see. Something should be left to the imagination. Some stuff should only be seen by their husband, but they get made fun of. But it also makes sense because if they done gave their body to everybody, then there's nothing that nobody can't see. But seeing it, they can have it if they want to.
The do's and don'ts of men trying to shoot their shot. I made a video prior. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. So the first thing you need to know is when you shoot your shot at a girl, it's a 50-50 chance it's going to work out. It has nothing to do with you personally. It's just everyone has their own preference and everyone has what they're looking for. And if you're not what she's looking for, that's okay. The same way you have your preference on who you want to talk to and who you want to be with, it's nothing personal. So don't be upset if the girl doesn't answer or if the girl doesn't respond, or you don't even know her situation. She might be in a situation. Like, it's just nothing personal, okay? That's number one. Number two, you gotta know who you're going after. So somebody made a comment in my other video saying how most girls want to do fancy dinners and all this stuff. So if that's not something that you're into, don't go after the girl that wants to do fancy dinners. If you're into more like low-key vibes and hiking or whatever the case is, like, that's the type of girl that you should be pursuing. Not the high maintenance girls that want to get all dressed up and go to these places. You got to know who you're targeting, okay? Because that way it'll just prevent any type of disappointments, okay? Also, when you're shooting your shot at a girl and you start in the DMs, don't send out any pickup lines, because those will never work for you. They're corny and they're just not it. You need to come authentic. You need to come genuine. You need to come with intention. Just be straight up. Just say, hey, I came across your profile, or hey, like, we've been friends for a while on Instagram, whatever the case is, right? Hey, I came across your profile and I find you very interesting and I would like to genuinely get to know you. Is it okay if we plan a date? It's just that simple. Like, girls want actions. We don't want words. We don't want to talk. We don't want to sit there and talk hours in the DMs or on phone calls or text messaging. Like, that's where you lose interest in a girl. Like, set the date and then you guys could talk. Not too much, but because you want to like talk during your date, but just, you know, here and there, just have conversation. And I need to make another video of things not to say and to say while you're getting to know somebody, but that's another story. But I hope this helps, so good luck.
I know I can't be the only person that do this, but like, when a man texts me and be like, what you doing? Like, instead of just telling him like, oh, nothing, laying in the bed, like, I literally make up a whole story like, oh, nothing, at my friend's house, we finna go to the mall. Like, I don't know what it is, but I do that. And I know I'm not the only one.
Y'all, I'm starting to understand why more men are choosing to be single, why women are choosing to be single, and why the dating pool is just treacherous. Okay, for one, you want someone with a certain tax bracket. Pool just got small. You want someone, if you're a woman, taller than 5'9", just got even smaller. In your city, oof, pickings, okay? When I think about my household, I'm like, listen, y'all, I hustle and bustle. I make money. I'm not looking to be the main breadwinner in my home. Zero interest, zero. Why? Because God made man's shoulders a lot broader than mine, okay? I'm not looking to carry that load. And honestly, man, I get it. It's a lot. It's a lot. To care for a family, a lot. I understand. It tickles the feather, this whole 50-50 narrative. I get it. Listen, I understand. I understand. It's just easier for men to be and play with women. I get it. I don't get it, but I get it.
House? Wait. When you come and spend the night? Never, ever, never. Never. You know, so you miss me. I don't miss you. She do miss you. She do. I don't. No, I don't. Yeah, she do miss you. Yeah, you miss that good loving too. Yeah, she do miss you. No. Yeah, you do. It's playing hard to get. You miss that just hard to get. That's what that is. Oh, Tamika, you need to shut up. That's what that is, Daddy. Yeah, when you get well, I'm going to get it again. Go ahead. See, pointing in my face again. Don't do that, though, Daddy. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like that. That's why I rolled the window. Don't do that. With your nasty hands and stuff. Don't do that, because nobody don't know where your hands been at. Come on, yeah, you know you love me. You always love me. Mama, dad, baby, daddy left. All of them. Yeah, parents of Oscar and all them. Oscar's a bum under the bridge. All them you left me for. Yeah, but why you talk about that man, though? Because you shouldn't talk about nobody before him. Yup. Before him. He should never talk about somebody else going to put up with you. She don't want you. Put up with you now. She do not want you. She already found somebody. And cuss out like a dog. She already found somebody. She got a filter mouth. I hope 20 of them out don't be like that.
Nasty and cussing people out like a filthy dog.
But Daddy, baby, she probably... I don't want her over here. Ain't no such thing. What you want, Daddy? We about to go.
No, I'm about to go. All right, going back upstairs.
Yeah,
Broke me, you got some money? You got $5 or something?
Who, my mama?
You.
No.
You got $5?
Ask your rich son for money. We ain't got no money. We spent it on nails. Yeah, we ain't got no money. $40 for nails.
$40 a piece.
We ain't got no money.
$4 a piece?
Yeah, $40 a piece.
You could have did that at home for $40 a piece.
$40 a piece. $40 a piece. Yep. Money don't grow on trees, brother. Money don't grow on trees. That's right.
You still love me or what?
Nope.
How you know? You talking about no? You know you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
She be stunting though, Daddy. She be stunting.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're talking for me because guess what?
Yeah.
That's what it is,
Guess
Daddy.
what?
I ain't need much with none of it. Man,
Yeah,
you
you
still
with it.
love Daddy. I don't know why you be
You need to
acting
stop
like
hiding,
that.
acting like that. You need to stop all that
Yeah.
lying and denying.
Nah,
You getting
that's
too
what I'm
old for that.
saying. That's what I'm saying,
Give it
man.
up. Just give it up.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm the only baby dad left is a crazy statement.
What he did to me was like try to get me to be someone else to fit him and his lifestyle.
Oh.
And he was very controlling.
Trying to change you.
Yes. Very controlling.
Just out of curiosity, what did he try to get you to do?
What did he not try to get me to do? He tried to get me to not talk to friends. He tried to get me to delete my Instagram. He tried to get me to not wear certain clothes, not talk to certain people. But and I know I know you guys are like, oh, this sounds great. But it's not, because it totally was changing who I was. Someone should fall in love with me for who I am.
Did you live with him?
Yeah.
Did he pay all the bills and take care of you?
Well, he had to because he didn't let me work.
Okay. What did he do for a living?
He is the vice president of a tech company.
Okay, so he was a high earner.
Yeah.
Okay. Was he an attractive guy? Tall and all that?
I mean, yeah.
Would it be fair to say that guys like that are probably going to have standards?
Everyone should have standards.
And male standards, a lot of the times, I would argue, typically limit a woman's freedom to a degree. I mean, that's just the reality. That's how men are with women. They're territorial, and a man that actually cares about you, that has standards, they're typically going to limit your freedom to a degree, and that will encompass going out with certain friends, being on the internet, exposing yourself to certain things. I think a man, once he starts putting boundaries on you, it means he really cares about you.
Modern women have this weird thing about wanting to show their naked behind with people of high status. I have yet to figure it out.